Yeah, what up? Just watching the grudge match. Cameron Vuong vs Jordan Flynn. I think his name is Flynn Banjal. Yeah, Count Kudanov Kalur G is rubbing his hands in a hot place at this fight. Cameron Vuong obviously is half Vietnamese, half English. Flynn, I think, half English, half Sikh. It's been a grudge match that's been boiling for a bit. Two prospects allegedly. Prospects. What does that mean these days, man? Well, I'll tell you what it means. There's no rhetorical questions on the Triple B channel. How many times do I have to repeat that? Yeah? There's no rhetorical questions. A prospect basically means you're going to have to fight for the world title. That's it, man. Don't get me wrong. The British title's awesome. To win the British title is amazing. But these days, no one cares about the Commonwealth, the European titles. If you win the British title, great. Bruno never won it, Plenty of fighters have bypassed it, British fighters. But in the end, it's, are you good enough to at least challenge for a world title? That's what a prospect's about. And these two, nah, man. That's what before the fight, I'm like, nah, man. These are local prospects, bro. And there was some beef. They both pulled out once apiece. There was some beef. Vuong is like cocky. It's a cliche, but people say that that guys that come from the Far East. Well, he's not from the Far East. So he's brought up in the UK, as I said, but his dad is Vietnamese. Usually, they don't usually go for that kind of annoying, in-your-face street rubbish. But Vuong does. And if it gets him sales and views, whatever, no problem, man. But, I thought he lost his last fight against, who was it, Gavin Gwynn, I think. These little, it's good to have these so-called prospects fight early, and with a bit of genuine beef, allegedly. It's kind of, it's a good fight. It's a good undercard fight, but I was pretty sure that Vuong would win. Neither are punchers. I think Flynn has only stopped one guy. Vuong stopped, I think, 3 out of 7 and went distance the last 4 fights. So the fight started fairly well for Flynn. He's very determined, Flynn. He really, really wanted to win this, It's a bit messy, a bit of falling around, grabbing, but neither are real big punchers. Vuong seems to have better balance. Flynn falls over a bit, kind of overcommits. His jab isn't bad. Vuong's just that little bit classier. And the problem with Flynn is he can't punch. So it was a bit messy in the early rounds, and Flynn doing that thing when he get hit with a good shot, sticking his tongue out. I never liked that when you get a fighter, they shake their head, they drop their hands, they stick their tongue out after they've taken a good punch. They've obviously felt it. Otherwise, they wouldn't feel the need, to play act. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they said, yeah, you hit me, but it didn't hurt. Well, you obviously felt it. You know what was weird? Like, in one of the adverts that are around, right, they had this bizarre advert by Burger King. They had 2 Asian teenagers, right? They looked young, man. They looked about 13, and they're kissing. And they're like, oh, this is the best feeling in the world. It was really bizarre and sexual. It was creepy. And then there's this black guy in a backpack who goes, oh, it's not as good as a Burger King. And they go in a separate way. It was just really bizarre, really odd. Anyway, so during the fight, it was slightly messy, but it wasn't a bad fight to watch. Apparently, Vuong had been sparring Shakur Stevenson, right? Which, it's great sparring for him. Obviously, he doesn't have to worry about getting hurt by Shakur Stevenson because he's a powder puff puncher. Things kind of turned around in round 3. Tony Belland had Flynn winning the first 2 rounds. I thought they were very close, and I couldn't really judge. In round 3, though, a right hand lands, and Flynn goes down and puts his hands down. It was a bit off balance. It wasn't a major hurtful knockdown, and Jordan Flynn, to give him credit, came straight back at Vuong, to let him know, no, I'm not that hurt. That's the way you come back. When when someone hits you, you come back with some good shots to let them know. But as I said, as the fight progressed, like Flynn was very determined, coming forward, very open for the uppercut. Vuong landed a lot of uppercuts. He sort of puts his head forward, Flynn. He's just asking to be punched up with an uppercut. And Vuong has just more accuracy. He lacks power, but he has accuracy and a certain amount of speed. And that bum, Beavis and Butthead, Darren Barker, he obviously watches the Triple B channel. I know he does, because when I started talking about what a bum commentator he is, and also I always use the phrase speed, the phrase speed, accuracy, and power, and how important it is. Yeah, that's a Nazim quote. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing Nazim, but Barker's picked it up. Instead of just going, oh, beautiful jab, oh, beautiful left hook all the time, he now goes, oh, great speed and accuracy, great power. Yeah, he's just copying the Triple B. I should be up there commentating. I'd do a better job than that bum. But like I said, yeah, Flynn was determined. He really wanted to win, but he's not very accurate and he lacks power. He's only had one stoppage. Round 5, he had a good round, Flynn. He started to land a bit, especially near the end, and he walked back with a bit of confidence to his corner. Tony Belland had them level after round 5, and that included the knockdown. What I find weird now, they've got 3 commentators. They had Beavis and Butthead Barker. Yeah, they had some other bum who I don't know, but knows nothing about boxing, right? Because he said, Vuong had a great finish to round 5. What are you talking about? This is about 20 seconds after Flynn had his best moment of the fight, backing up Vuong and hitting him with the shots. But apparently, according to this commentator, I don't know who he is. I don't care. He don't know shit about boxing. He said Vuong had a great finish. I mean, they could just say anything they want. And there's Sonny Edwards, who calls fights well, although his squeaky voice is annoying. It is annoying. When I was writing my notes, I'm like, man, both these guys are going to get ironed out by a half-decent puncher. Vuong, still gets caught too much. Flush. He's not really a big puncher. He's got nice movement. I like his movement. I do like his accuracy, his punch variety. But, when he steps up, he's going to get chinned. And Flynn, we saw what happened, right? In round 6, Flynn was hurt badly by Vuong. Yeah, I think it was a right hand. And Beavis and Butthead Barker started talking about that speed and the accuracy. He loves it. He says it every fight now. He definitely is a fan of the channel. Don't worry about that. Yeah, he should subscribe and give me a super chat. The tight-fisted butthead. And he was badly hurt, Flynn. And we're like, well, how long is it going to be now? And he was gutsy, Flynn, because he obviously wanted it. But he was always, in my mind, before the fight and during the fight, just a level behind, just lacking power, just lacking accuracy. Okay? And open to the uppercut. And in the end, in round 7, Vuong started to unload, staggered him. He was hurting him, and the referee jumped in and stopped the fight. Americans say, it's another British stoppage. It wasn't. It was reasonable. He was, I don't want to see no one get hurt at this level. But yeah, it was an okay stoppage. Flynn will be disappointed. He really wanted to win. You could see the determination in the way he came forward and in his face. He'll be disappointed. Vuong, he's got a big head. I mean, metaphorically, not physically. Metaphorically, he's got a big head. Will be full of himself. But it wasn't a bad performance by him, at his level. But there's no future for him at world level. Unless he magically, has got something that we haven't seen. I mean, in my opinion, he lost his last fight to Gavin Gwynn. I mean, you're not going to be... You could, don't get me wrong. You get fighters that lose fights early, yeah? Joe Bugner got KO'd, I think, in his first fight. Marvin Hagler lost a few fights early on, right? Barry McGuigan lost to Simon or Peter Eubanks, I forget, which he avenged. Okay, so you can lose fights early and go on to good things, but I just don't see anything special at Vuong to go to world level. But you know, I mean, he's in. I like to watch him. His balance is good. Like I said, his cockiness, I don't mind. You need a few characters. I don't think he'll progress beyond British level, right? And they shouldn't be touting him as a big prospect because he needs to go up a couple of levels. Maybe he'll surprise us. Who knows? But in the end, it wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't a bad fight. Round 7 stoppage for Cameron the One Vuong.